Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. So to note at the top of this episode, a few things are going to be different today. Natasha's not here. The Bachelor Nation breakdown, we have one article that we're going to talk about, and then we have a special guest coming on. I was going to say my fiance, but my wife, which is crazy to say. Serena will be joining us. So that's going to be about, the front end of the podcast. And then we have two more guests coming on. They are twins, Justin and Joey. I want to say Joey and Jimmy because my dad's a triplet and they're Joey and Jimmy. But Joey and Justin are coming on. We just saw them go out with Shanae and Flo. We'll also talk a little bit about the episode. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. But before we do, gotta see how Tia's doing. Tia, how are you?
I'm good. I'm making it.
Good.
I feel
good.
Swollen,
how you feeling?
but I'm good. I'm tired. I'm not sleeping sometimes. But other than that, I feel like my lips look really big today too. That's always a perk.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. You look great. You're glowing right now.
Thanks, Joe. So are you. It's that newlywed glow.
Yeah. I guess so.
Or just your natural lighting at your house.
It's the natural lighting. I put the camera where it needs to be to make me look my best.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing at this point. How would you feel about having you're pregnant?
Yeah.
How would you feel about having two babies in your stomach?
Honest to God, I wish I was pregnant with twins right now and could just knock out having two at once.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine like the bodily changes, but I mean, if it was already two, it's one less pregnancy, especially if you want to have multiple kids. I kind of wish. I've always thought I would have twins too. I've always had this like feeling that I would have twins. I'm 31. I'll be 31 with the first baby, and by the time the chance for multiples increases as you age too.
Really?
So maybe the next one will be twins. We'll just knock it out.
How many kids do you want to have?
2 or 3. We'll see. We'll see how it goes after one. I used to want like 4 children, and then I realized that that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. Is the plan to go pretty quick, though? Do you want like a 2-year age gap between them, or are you willing to be like, wait till the kid's about 5 and then see?
No, I really don't want to wait. Just because, like, I already know how slow I'm moving right now. I can't imagine how much slower I'll be moving then, like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
My mom had me at 35, though. I mean, so whatever. It's possible. It's a thing.
My mom had me at 27, I think. Yeah, 27. She was young.
I was going to ask you something else. Oh, your dad. He's a triplet. Is it 3 boys or 2 boys?
3 boys in there. The fourth one died at birth. So there would have been 4 of them.
That's wild.
My grandmother, rest in peace, actually had 4 babies in her belly.
At once. And then she had a set of twins. And
then she had a set of twins as well, yeah. And then
Joe, you're having multiples. It's just, did twins or multiples run in Serena's family?
No.
I think it may happen though.
I don't think it does. I don't think it trickles down to the son.
Why? It's only for the daughters?
It's only for the daughters. But I thought it skips a generation.
It did. It skipped a generation. It skipped you.
So think
it's time.
We'll see. Whatever. I mean, listen, I don't want it for Serena because Serena's small. So
she's so tiny.
She's tiny.
So tiny. Yeah. I mean, I'm 32 weeks right now, almost 33, and this baby's already over 6 pounds, which is like the size that some children are when they're born.
Wow.
I still have like 7-ish weeks to go, and this kid's already 6 pounds.
Well, I think about like a 5-pound weight, like picking up a 5-pound weight at the gym and just kind of walking around with it. It's not that heavy, but if I had to live with that in my body for quite some time, that would be rough.
It does get heavy. Yeah, and somehow I've gained 40 pounds and the kid's only 6. What? The math ain't mathin'.
The math ain't mathin'. Wow.
All right, enough about babies and multiples and all that. We've got some other news to talk about first.
Okay.
Okay, so last week on the podcast, lots of engagements in Bachelor Nation. But this week for our breakdown, we had some weddings. And one of them was like the surprise wedding of my life. Joe and Serena got married, and we'll talk about that a little later. But the other two, we had two other weddings in Bachelor Nation this last week. Maddie Pruitt got married to, I always forget his name.
Grant
Trout.
Yeah.
Right?
Grant Trout.
Yeah, it was in Dallas. It looked beautiful. Natasha was there. I wish she could give firsthand
so they had it in his backyard. And I believe it was a
You're shitting me. That was his yard?
That was his parents' backyard. It was a 400-person wedding. I mean, it looked absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I had talked to Adam. Adam was there.
Adam
and Raven. And I talked to him over DMs, and he said it was like the nicest wedding he's ever been to. Like, it looked incredible.
They had the same wedding planner that Raven and Adam had, and their wedding was stunning. But I mean, imagine 400 people fitting in your backyard. I thought my backyard was a decent size.
Yeah, that's next level.
Wow.
Okay, what do we think about? Real quick, didn't she have like engraved in her wedding dress "worth the wait"?
In her veil.
Yeah. Okay.
It said "worth the wait."
So what does that mean? Does that mean he was worth the wait, or it was worth the wait to lose my virginity?
I think it could just easily go both ways.
Okay.
No, okay. So first off, when I saw that picture, it looked like she had a plain veil, or her original veil, and then like did a little Photoshop on it. But that shit was really on the veil, which is wild to me. But didn't someone else do that? I feel like Hailey Bieber also did that.
No, I think I guess Hailey Bieber.
But was she a virgin too when she got married?
I don't believe so.
That's not where that came from. I think the worth the wait is like worth the wait to find her perfect guy, but
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. And the people talking about the timeline of their like meeting and engagement and wedding also forget that she was on The Bachelor and people move really fast. So I hate that argument. But worth the wait. I mean, I looked at their Instagram stories the next morning and asked Taylor, I was like, do you think they like had sex after their wedding? Do you think that everyone at the wedding was like, all right, kids, go on, go have sex now. Good luck.
I would think they had sex that night.
I hope they did. I really hope to God they did. And I don't know why I expected her to be like, yeah, we did it. Like to announce it formally.
Was he a virgin as well?
I thought so. I thought it was a double whammy. I bet that was just uncomfortable and
probably confusing.
Very confusing. I know. I had a few friends in college that they were both virgins when they got married, and they didn't know what to do. They had no clue.
I mean, I remember like when I was a kid and I lost my virginity, I was like,
when I was a kid, 20 years ago.
No, but I remember being on the younger side. I think I was 16.
I think I was too.
Yeah, I was young.
Terrifying.
Yeah. And I remember thinking like, what just happened? You know, what was that? That was it.
Oh God Almighty. Yeah. Anyway, we don't want to make it about that, but we hope that they did it and that it was successful.
We hope so.
I think worth the wait is about the man. If I don't think I would ever embroider a veil because I know how expensive those are. I guess I would put on mine. We did not wait. Hence the child. That's also walking down the aisle with me.
You should give the baby like a shirt that says proof. We did not wait. We could not hold it in.
Oh my God. Okay. So that was one wedding.
One wedding?
For the week. Worth not waiting. Yes, true. Because we'll have this little nugget in a suit and I can't freaking wait. Him and Taylor are going to have matching suits and I might die.
That's going to be cute.
Another wedding that was a long time coming because they also had to wait. Kevin and Astrid. So excited for them. They were on
Our season of Paradise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paradise 5, right? Season 5, when me
Season
and Joe
5,
were
yep.
on. And they were just the happy couple the whole time. They broke up, got back together. Asher moved to Canada. Did they get engaged? They got engaged, and then COVID happened, and it was very strict in Canada. So they had to wait a little bit to do their wedding, but it looked absolutely beautiful too.
Looked really nice. They also have a baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. That was cute. Walked down
Kevin,
the aisle.
Oh, it was so cute. Kevin holding him, coming down the aisle. So sweet. Do we know anybody that went? Well, I guess Rachel was there.
Rachel Lindsay was there. Rachel Lindsay was there. Who else? Christina Schulman.
Oh, yeah.
Whitney Franzway.
Yeah, I feel like they've got like a good group.
Brian. Alexis.
Girls.
Yeah.
Alexis Waters. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Those were the girls.
Beautiful.
That was like Nick's season. Yeah, because they were all on Nick Vial's season. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
did they get married the same day as Maddie and Grant?
Yeah.
October 29th. Fun fact, that was my original wedding date. It was supposed to be my original wedding date. October 29th.
really? Before you were pregnant?
Before we found out we were pregnant, it was supposed to be the 29th.
Oh, wow.
I know. It was my parents' anniversary too, so I wanted to do like a little nod.
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
nice.
But we had a baby shower instead. Sometimes life just changes quick.
Look at that.
Okay, enough of that. We love all the weddings, but the best one of all.
Surprise!
Joe and Serena got freaking married, man.
We did. You know what? Before I just start rambling on, because I could talk, let me just call her in.
Yeah, bring
Serena.
her in.
Meatloaf. Okay, Serena. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, husband and wife. I can't even believe it.
Last time I was here was
My
probably been a year ago, and it was right after the finale.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. 1 year later.
1 year later, we're
Back
you
and
used-
married.
Are you used to saying husband and wife?
I
Is
don't
that
say
weird?
it. Like, it just weirds me out. I'm just so not used to it. Especially because I've only ever called him fiance.
Fiance, yeah.
Right?
Fiance even feels weird to me. It's like,
But-
Taylor's still my boyfriend.
It
like,
feels
he's not
it's
my
such
fiance.
a
It's too
fancy
proper.
word. I feel like
Yeah.
there needs to be like a more casual word for it. Like
Fiance was weird though at the beginning, and then it became normal. I think wife right now is different for sure.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it feels
what day
I've
did you?
accidentally called him my fiance multiple times.
Oh yeah, because Joe, you don't have a ring, right? Or do you have a ring?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We forgot we forgot that we had to do the ring thing.
So according to our hands, we're just engaged.
Yeah.
And we just talked about that last week on the podcast too. We talked about if fiancés would wear a ring, like the guy would wear a ring instead of just the girl.
Yeah.
Did you know that you were getting married then when we talked about that?
Yeah. So
or were you already married? What day did you get married?
We got married last Thursday.
But that's been a thing. People are like, did you guys know? And we started the wedding planning process, and we were like, this is going to take a while. Why don't we knock out the marriage thing? We thought it would be fun. We had some friends that did it. Honestly, we thought we were going to be able to do it over Zoom, but that changed since COVID. So you can't do that anymore. So
yeah, we were hoping to be able to literally do it like on Zoom from our couch.
That'd be amazing.
People were able to do it during COVID, but they don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So you had to go to the courthouse. Was it on a whim, or had you been talking about doing it?
We've been talking about doing it probably since what month is it?
Like a couple months.
Yeah, I would say
Probably since
November
right around our engagement party. Like, because after our engagement party was when we kind of switched focus to like wedding marriage stuff. So like around our engagement party when we started talking about that, that's kind of when we started talking about doing
and
that.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting it, but it has taken a lot of pressure off of the wedding itself. Like I already feel some of the pressure is gone.
I didn't really feel
Joe,
any
were you doing the wedding planning, or is Serena doing the wedding planning?
She's actually been very involved. I will
Joe's
say.
like, it's such a relief. I don't have to plan anything.
I was gonna say, like, we still have to plan a whole wedding. Like, it hasn't changed our wedding in any way other than the fact that we're already married.
Yeah.
But people,
Well, now it's a
lot of
party.
Yeah, now it's just like a celebration.
Yeah, that's how we want it.
A lot of people thought though that we like woke up that morning and we're like, let's go get married today. But you have to like, there's like multiple steps you have to do in advance. Like it was like a 3-week process from when we like first Googled it online to like actually getting married. Like there's like a meeting before that and like all of this stuff. So like you can't really just like, I think that only happens in Vegas.
In Vegas. I kid you not. I Googled how to do it after I saw you guys do it.
Really?
Yes, because we had been talking about it too. I mean, at this point, it's like, why not? Let's just see what happens. And you have to like get a marriage license, and then you have to go pay for the process. But they're not doing courthouse weddings in Nashville right now, or our asses would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to find someone to do it, I guess, like a justice of the peace to do it. But I freaking looked it up. We were sitting in the kitchen and Taylor was on his phone and I was doing something else. And he was like, Joe and Serena got married. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? They're getting married the same time as us next year. And he was like, no, they got married. I'm like, no, they freaking didn't. We were just on the podcast yesterday. Like he would have like talked about it. And I will be damned. It was so sweet. And Serena, you got emotional. It was so cute.
I did, because we didn't know what to expect at all, obviously. Like, we've heard other people talk about doing it, but we go in, and I don't know what I expected, but, like, I just figured you, like, sit down, you, like, sign some papers, and they're like, you're married.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you go into this room, and it's, like, the two of us and Natasha and this woman, and she's, like, face each other, like look into each other's eyes, like hold hands. And I got so emotional.
Because that's real. It feels real.
Yeah, it like made it really real. Not in like a bad way.
Yeah, she was crying though.
Oh yeah, I was crying the whole time.
I hate that you had to have your mask on.
I know, that sucks.
They made us, as soon as we walked into the courthouse, they make you put a mask on. And so one thing, like, we really weren't going to tell anyone. Like, initially, the only people that knew were Serena's parents and then Natasha, because she was going to be.
We have to have a witness, right?
Yes, Natasha was our witness.
Yeah, you can only have one person in the room with you still because of COVID.
Yeah.
So she was our witness. Yeah.
Wild.
I told my parents the night before and my brother, and then we really weren't telling anyone.
After we got married, we were like super excited. We're like, okay, I think we'll probably call like our close friends and like let them know, like our close circle of friends. But that was going to be where we kind of drew the line.
So then when we got home, Serena got an email or a text message from her manager that basically asked, are you married? Because this publication either got tipped off or they had somebody that was near there that saw you guys walking out of the marriage ceremony. So,
oh no,
realistically, we don't even know if that would have got out, but technically it is public knowledge.
Yeah, like you can like Google marriage records,
right?
I guess.
And people do that. Like people take the time to do stuff like that.
And we were like so dressed down, like we were wearing masks. Like
I had velour on.
We were like, there's no way anyone's gonna see us. But it's this big room, like before you go into the individual room with so many people that we were kind of like, okay, like.
And they're all just waiting to get married?
Yeah, there was a shocking amount of couples there.
Yeah.
I didn't
just
realize
on a Thursday morning.
Literally at like 9:30 a.m. Like there had to have been like 15 couples there getting married.
Insane.
I know.
Serena's mom had asked us before, like, what are you guys gonna do if somebody notices you? I'm like, well, we'll just say we're going there for a speeding ticket. I didn't realize that like the marriage section is large and separate.
Right.
So like when you're in there.
Yeah, if you get spotted in there, like no one's questioning what you're doing there.
Right. Yeah, you're not walking up to a window.
Natasha's got a bottle of champagne. It was like, oh no.
She's just drinking by herself. Don't worry. It's not a celebration.
But once we got the text and my manager was like, look, like it's totally your call, like what you want to do here. We were just like, you know what, screw it. Like, let's share this with everyone. We have the video. Yeah. Let's share the video. Like, if it's gonna get out, we may as well like
be the ones to
released in our way.
And I was pushing before we even found that out. I watched the video. I'm like, this video is actually pretty good. Like, I'll drop it. Like, let's just drop it. And but I said it like
in the
joking.
cab, like on the way home. He's like, we should just post this. We should post this right now. Like, this video is so cute. Like, you're excited
and you're in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I want to tell everyone this is so exciting, but we're like, nah, we're not going to do it. So getting spotted was just kind of like the push over the edge to do it.
I love that it was casual though, too. Like, you didn't have to put on a dress. You didn't have to put on a fancy outfit. You just did it because you want to be married. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like had I known that video was going to go everywhere, I would have dressed a little differently.
No, I thought
But
it
in
was
reality,
perfect.
people were like, why weren't you dressed up? But like everyone there was like in jeans and a t-shirt. Like it was
Well, yeah, because they all
Yeah.
just want to get
casual.
married.
It's casual. Yeah. I mean, you had some people that like,
Had like a veil on
Yeah.
or
Mhm. I know. Whenever me and Taylor were considering doing this a while back, so we thought about getting married actually on our original wedding date, which would have been October 29th last weekend,
Oh
and
my
not
gosh,
telling anyone.
Yeah, that would have been 2 days after us.
I know. Would have been. Well, I tried to look it up and go, and
Yeah.
Taylor was like, "It's too late." But I really don't want to be big pregnant when we do it. But I was just planning on going casual, and my wedding planner was like, "No, I would at least get you a veil and flowers or something." I'm like, "No, I don't want it to be a big to do. Like, if we get married just at the courthouse, I want it to be just us and special, and then we could have like surprised everyone, at the wedding next year and been like, surprise, it's our anniversary, not our wedding." I don't know, but are you guys still gonna have a ceremony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't done the name change yet because we were actually trying to keep it private.
And then I just got paranoid with like paperwork and everything. I was like, oh my God, do I then have to like get all new like paperwork because of my name and
passport, license, the whole thing.
I've heard it's a pain in the ass
Yeah.
to have to do it. I thought about that too. Like also just to have the same last name as the baby, like when the baby is born. But I'm like, I'm not going to go change all my information 8 months pregnant. Like I'm not going to go do all that.
They really, it's 2022. They really need to make all of that so much more simple. Like, come on.
Well, it's so crazy because it's like anyone can get pregnant and like take home a child and be responsible for it. Anyone can get married, but it's like to change your last name. I mean, obviously I get it, but it's just so much harder.
Yeah. I know. And like the fact that you have to have your little social security card, like why is that not digital? Which you probably don't even have that in Canada, but it's like this little identification paper that you have to keep up with your whole life. And it's
we have one. And one of my good friends when we were in university got her wallet stolen at a bar and she had carried around her SIM card with her. And she's like, well, there goes my identification. Like someone could literally go be me now.
And I don't even know how you get it back. I mean, it's hard enough to get a freaking driver's license right now.
Serena, how do you feel about twins or triplets? Because
having them, they run. His dad was a triplet.
Talked about that.
I don't want to have more than one baby at once.
I don't think it's physically possible for you, sister.
and Tia's pushing the fact that it's going to happen too.
Like twins would be a lot, but like
triplets would be
I actually cannot imagine.
Your torso is this tall.
I have, like I don't have a long torso.
Kids will be
they'd be tiny.
They'd be tiny.
How far along are you?
I'm almost 33 weeks and I have a full grown child in here. He's over 6 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah. We just had a growth scan on Monday and they were like, yeah, he's still measuring in the 99th percentile. He's 6 pounds.
Is Taylor so happy?
Oh,
is he like, we have a little basketball player?
Oh, yeah. He's like, it's going to be Shaq. He's just going to be a freaking athlete. Shit. I'm like, what if he's uncoordinated as hell and just has a big ass head and long arms? That's going to be useless.
His head is long arms.
You're due December?
Yeah, December 23rd, but there's absolutely no way.
I feel like you're not going to carry to term. I feel like he's early for sure.
I freaking hope so, man, because this dude's running out of space. But
all right, let's talk BIP. Serena, you could stay.
Sure.
Or you could leave.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this isn't even my podcast. Yeah, I'm making the decision.
Why don't you want to recap the episode with us?
I will. I'll recap. Right.
The thing that I noticed was that there was some like weird communication going on with the couples in that it happened twice with Kate and Logan, and then again with Eliza and Rodney. And like one person's like, well, I wanted you to say that you didn't want me to go. Well, I wanted you to, I didn't want you to go. Well, it's like, what?
Yeah.
It was
Are y'all playing games?
Okay. So, let's go in chronological order. So what's the first
shit. I have no clue. I watched the second episode.
I watched them in order. So the first big thing that happened, I think, the rose ceremony, Victoria Fuller giving her rose to Johnny and not Alex. That seemed to be like the big
And then Alex got to stay anyway.
And then Flo gave Alex the rose. But you haven't
seen Alex at all. Like Alex stayed, like he's not on the beach. I feel like I haven't seen him.
There was only going to be one guy that went home, so it was going to be a mismatch.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah.
So it seems like Johnny and Victoria are now are making strides to becoming more serious. They seem to be really like lovey-dovey.
They had a one-on-one date.
Date. So yeah, I mean,
they're back on track.
Okay. So that's what's going on with Johnny and Victoria. And then the big thing in the episode on Tuesday, the first thing is Justin comes back down, which is like, I like Justin.
Yeah.
It is I don't really get the whole, like, let's bring people that went home back.
Do you think he just stayed in a hotel that whole time?
Well,
and they just said, like, maybe you can go back down?
I guess.
Maybe, yeah, I feel like that has to be what happened. Or they were like, is there anyone that you didn't get to meet that maybe you were hoping to meet? And he might have been like, yeah, I really wanted to meet Eliza. And they were like, all right,
well, she's here.
Like, we'll see what we can do. Okay. And then unfortunately threw him down to like, I feel bad because I feel like Justin became the drama in this situation, but like, it wasn't like him stirring up drama. Like it was kind of like structured drama.
Yeah, but it's like, what happened to like, if you don't get a rose, you go home? Not like, if you don't get a rose, you stick around.
There's got to be some rules, you know? Sometimes you got to follow the rules.
And I feel like it's happened twice now, right? Someone else got to come back. Who else got to come back?
Did they?
On this season?
Kira.
Oh, yeah, Kira came back randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like Justin was involved in like passive drama when he was there the first time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with Genevieve.
And like, I don't really fault him because if production's like, hey, like the person you're interested in might be there, do you want to come back? He's probably, I mean, like, why wouldn't he say
Of course he's going to say
he's not going to be like, no, like, I can't do that. That's not fair. Like, he's going to be like, yeah, I'll go back. But yeah, the way Eliza handled it with Rodney, you know, and I like watching Eliza. I think she's very sweet. I really like her, but I just didn't agree with it. And I know she tweeted something that like she had told Rodney first before saying yes to Justin, but the whole like, you have to tell me, like, you should have told me not to leave, like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Because if Rodney did it, it would have been like, oh, like, you're not letting me experience paradise.
And he's controlling and telling her what to do. And
that was bullshit. And I truly think Eliza just wanted to go out with Justin. She was extremely happy.
Yeah, that's the most she's talked.
Yeah.
Was when she was talking to him, and it seemed like she said yes to the date as soon as he asked. In their first conversation,
didn't say yes to the date. Like, she was obviously interested, because if it was a guy she really wasn't interested in, she would have just been like, thanks, but like, no, thanks. I'm not interested. I'm more interested in Rodney. But like, she was at least considering it and like kind of willing to go if she was like, well, like, let me talk to Rodney first.
Exactly.
And I feel like Rodney handled it well. She was like, I want you to tell me not to go. And he was like, well, I don't want you to go on this date. I really like you, but like, you're your own person, like, you're an adult, like, make your own decision, like, and I'm not your keeper.
Right. And just like he said, like, I wouldn't want you to resent me if you didn't get to go and wonder what if, like, I feel like he handled it in a mature way.
Me too.
I think so too.
I think he handled it well.
And then like, we'll just breeze over this. Kate kind of did it too with Logan, but it just really didn't really read. It didn't feel genuine. And then the most entertaining thing I watched probably on the season was the last 20 minutes of the episode with Genevieve and Aaron. You talk about
in God's name.
You just talk about lack of communication, just toxic relationship.
The word toxic is just at the forefront of my brain. And then Victoria is on the sideline. Wait, it was Victoria and Eliza. And they're like, oh, these arguments mean that they really care for each other. I'm like, baby, what?
Yeah, we said that too.
I know. We were like, we have the two girls in the bushes just enabling this toxicity, being like, oh, this is love. I'm like, no, it is not.
Right, like, this is true love right here. They're going to fight and they're going to make up. They can make it through anything. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
They did have a really funny clip of Victoria in her interview being like, if you can fight like that and make up, you know, you might be right for each other because that shit is crazy.
She is really funny in her interviews because that was nuts. I mean, I don't think Aaron used the term gaslighting correctly, but it was like a little bizarre. But I mean, honest to God, I know how I've been, like tired, hormonal, anything else. And yeah, some stuff comes out and it's unreasonable. Like getting annoyed because your man didn't want to go to the pool with you, but he'll go to the ocean with someone else. Sometimes it just happens and you're like, I know this is crazy, but I'm still saying it. And that was just, I didn't expect them to make up. I thought she was out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like that I'm falling in love with you really saved the day for sure.
It was very convenient.
You watch this relationship, and honestly, like I like them both, and I know Aaron, and I like Aaron, but like you watch them, and you're just like, even if you guys end up together, you ain't staying together. Like this is less like because it's just they're both very emotional,
passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Also, both kind of stubborn people, and it's just like. They're almost too similar in a way where it's just like
they are too similar. I feel like, and also we were all on the beach with Aaron last year. Like, loved the guy. Had so much fun on the beach with him. But like, he's a bro. Like, well,
right.
When he's like, I want to go, like, just throw the football and like
funny.
drink Pacificos in the pool with the boys. Like, I'm like, yeah, of course you do, Aaron. Like,
I think he was thinking to like. It's almost like his wheels were turning and he was like, holy crap, in the real world, what's going to happen when I do want to go have a beer with my buddy at the bar? And he panicked. Well, we've seen him emotional a few times too. He's cried a few times and I think it might scare him a little bit that he has feelings for this person, but it's just, everything's so heightened. He's just like.
I feel like Aaron seems to be using the boys and wanting to just still be, you know, a boy and chill kind of as maybe it's a crutch and he's just using it because he's scared to take the next step.
Maybe.
Commitment.
Right. Yeah, I think he's scared.
I think they like
really
each
do.
other.
I think they like each other.
Yeah,
too.
they do for sure. And I will say it was very interesting to watch, but it was kind of nice a little bit for them to show like an argument that could happen in the real world and then they kind of made up. I feel like that doesn't happen a lot. Like people just storm out and they're over it and they kind of hashed it out and
yeah, they made it work.
Came to a resolution, but
made for great TV.
Great TV on the Jungle Path.
Serena, thank you so much for coming on, and we really appreciate you and your time.
Little wifey,
my wife.
So
but
excited.
You can now go.
Okay.
You're dismissed.
Just kicking me off the podcast. Thank you so much for having me, Tia. You're glowing. I hope the baby pops soon.
You, oh, me too, girl.
Can I keep your coffee?
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye, right. Serena.
All right. I think, Tia, I think right now is a perfect time to bring on our guests because they were also a big part of the episode. They took out Shanae and Flo. There's a big age gap between all of them. But let's bring them in. Joey and Justin are here on the podcast today. Welcome. Joey, Justin, what's up, guys? How are you? Welcome to the podcast.
What's up? How are you? We're doing good. Doing well. Excited.
Okay,
good.
Who's who, first of all?
Yeah. Can you guys guess? I don't know.
Who's got the gold chain on? Who's got the silver chain on? But that still doesn't help me identify shit. I still don't know who's who.
Well, Joey's in the pink. And Justin's in the plaid? Opposite?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, I took a shot.
Joey's in the plaid. Yeah.
Joey,
all right.
Justin. Okay.
So, we saw you on this week's episode, but the world hasn't really didn't get to see much of you guys because you went home night one, like myself. Sucks. But let's kind of just talk about where you guys are from, and just like a little background, what you guys do and whatnot.
Yeah, as you said, you went home night one, Yeah. A little bit disappointing, but, you get over it. But we're from Connecticut, New York originally. And now I work in the medical advertising space. He does as well, both in New York City, but two separate companies, thankfully.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's pretty much us. And we live together as well. So we're roommates.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you're both 24?
We are.
Okay.
No, one's 23 and one's 24.
He's a little bit. He's 30 minutes. He's 30 minutes older.
Oh wait, 30 minutes?
Yeah, so it was pretty. He actually almost died when he was born. So we were like, I was like the lucky one at first, and he survived. Thankfully.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I was telling Tia before this, my father's a triplet, but there was actually supposed to be 4 of them, and the one did die at birth. So, yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
pretty crazy.
Wild. Yeah, 30 minutes I feel like is a long gap between twins.
It was like normal birth. I was a C-section, so like I was the problem.
What?
Yeah, I was the problem. That was the problem.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
All right. So how'd you guys get on the show? Like, were you scouted? Like, tell us about that.
Honestly, I haven't really watched like many of the seasons beforehand, but I watched a few of them. I've always been interested in it. I've actually applied when I was like literally 20 years old because I had no idea. Or whatever. So I was like, I don't know, I'll apply. Why not? Then eventually we kind of just got on, and then
And I was a fan of the show.
Yeah, you watched it more than I did.
Since I was in college. I watched early on in college, like my freshman year. That's when I first started watching. I think it was Pilot Pete season? Yeah.
Okay.
And it was interesting to kind of see that dynamic. And then I always knew maybe one day I could potentially get on. I didn't think I'd be with him on.
Yeah.
But,
Wait, so you didn't plan to go on together?
Honestly, not really. Like, I kind of was just like, I want to go on myself, and like maybe he'll come on another season or just something different. Like, we didn't really want to do it together, but it ended up, since we had 2 bachelorettes, it kind of ended up working in our favor.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
So we're like, we'll do it. We'll see.
Okay, and then a big thing is you guys are like 24, which people just love to like when something's a little out of the ordinary, lets us harp on it. But whatever, you're an adult, you're over 18. But 24, I guess, is still young. Were both of you going on to the show? Were you both like prepared, like, hey, there's a chance I can get engaged? Are you ready for that? Justin, I'll let you answer first.
Yeah, I think for me, it had to be the right girl. And I think that's for anyone. And I think no matter my age, if it's the right one, it's going to be the right one at any time. And that's always been my philosophy. And no matter if I was 30 or if I was 20, I think it just didn't matter to me. So I was going on the show to be engaged potentially. And I mean, it didn't work out. So, I mean, I was a little bit reserved going into Paradise, potentially getting engaged because of my experience on The Bachelorette. But it was still there. If it was the right girl, it was the right girl. And I think we kind of have the same philosophy on that.
Yeah, I kind of have the same kind of thing. But I feel like for myself, I've been in a lot of long-term relationships before this. And even being at the young age, I guess I am, I've kind of just been in many long-term ones, not many, like two of them. But so I kind of coming into this, I'm like, I've been single for about 2.5 years now. So coming into this whole Bachelor Nation experience, I wanted to be engaged. I wanted to have like that long-term feeling I could find that person. And if it was possible, this was the best opportunity for me to do it. So
I was in a relationship for like 4 years prior. So I was not really single a lot of my life, and I never really enjoyed that lifestyle. So I think I was ready to be married on early, but
Yeah.
So you guys are relationship guys. Basically,
that's
what I'm getting from this. That in going home night one, I mean, I'm sure you could relate, but it sucks. It's like this. You feel embarrassed. But I guess for you guys, it was more like, for me at the time, I was 31, and I remember just feeling like kind of pathetic. But for you guys, it was used as like, you guys are just too young. Like, both of these women want to date guys their age or older. So I don't know, just how did you feel about going home?
Yeah, I'll start that. Okay. I didn't really like that. I'm going to be honest with you, because I know age 20, I get 24 is young, but I don't think I act like a typical 24-year-old. I think I have a more mature status to that. And
I said that watching you guys on Paradise, that you come across very mature. You seem very mature, and you both seem like you know what you want. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah,
I appreciate that as well.
I really do appreciate that, and I think that's kind of where we wanted to come across as. Is I knew how I was raised by my mom too, both of us, that we were raised, to be mature early on and to honestly handle things that came our way quickly, and just kind of, for when the future upholds to when I'm 30 or whatever, to have that maturity status early on so that you don't, gain it then. And I think me being 24 is not really even me being 24. I just think that's just a number. And
like sometimes I like to think, like, what if I went on at like 28 years old? How would it go differently for me? Like maybe it could have gone a different path. Like the age kind of card maybe wouldn't be played, but I don't know. I kind of feel like that kind of gives me like a boost where I want to show that I, like, 24-year-olds can be mature and can actually even date an older woman if they want to. Like we're kind of in a different era now. You were just discussing this before. Yeah. Like,
isn't Rachel only like 26?
Yeah, and she's only 26. So that wouldn't have been.
My fiance is 4 years younger than me. Yeah, I feel like that age thing gets brought up when it's guys, not as much.
Exactly.
And there's two of you, so it's like, oh, they're both 24. Oh,
I'm 11 years older than Serena.
Yeah, Serena was 24 on Paradise, wasn't she?
She was 24. Yeah, she was 24.
Yeah, it's just different standards.
And on our season in Paradise as well, there's I think it's Johnny, Logan, and Tyler, 25, 26, 25.
Yeah.
It's a year older. And it's not like, what, a huge year's of difference? No, So that's where I kind of came at. I'm like, what is all this, And when I was going through like the socials, like Twitter and stuff, people were kind of agreeing with that, saying, why are these guys that are a year or two older saying this when, we might even be more mature, but I'm not going to say that, but who knows? But
that's frustrating.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. You get asked to go on Paradise. Was that like an instant when they asked you we want a second shot?
I think it was at first it was like, we were kind of like weary about it. We're like, I don't know, like, do we really want to go through this whole experience again and like possibly not even build another connection? Like it was just something we were like really had to process and think about before making that jump. But I kind of felt like going to Paradise, the environment is so different than being on the Bachelorette. So I kind of knew we kind of thrive in those kind of environments where we like to have fun and like kind of show more of our personality. So we kind of knew we might be more successful in this than we were going to be on the Bachelorette.
I think so too. We're very good at playing off of each other, whether it's in like a date type setting or just like a wingman type thing. And we know, like, I know instantly if a woman doesn't like him or not. I know instantly. I could just see right by the look on his face and the look on her face. So I will let him know that. So within like this type of setting, we were able to do that. And I think that helped out a lot.
Did either of you have anybody that you were into going into Paradise that you were hoping to see there?
I'll be honest, I really didn't, because I haven't really watched like full-on seasons. So I didn't really have interest specifically in anyone. I kind of just want to go in as a wild card, and I didn't really want to set any expectations for myself going in. Like, I want to go for this person. So I kind of just wanted to go in there and see who will kind of match up with me. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that, but also I was looking forward to potentially seeing Brittany as well. That was one person who she was, I don't know, closer to my age as well, it doesn't matter. But regardless, I just, it was her. That was pretty much it, but same thing. I kind of want to go in as a wild card. I don't really have a lot of expectations. I just wanted to go in and see maybe who was there.
Did you guys feel like at the point where you went in, like you were behind? Because so many relationships were formed.
I would say I felt like we were kind of behind in like, the relationship kind of aspect, kind of building. We had to build much quicker. And then also even a lot of the guys that were left were kind of there from the beginning. So they built those kind of friendships based up. Obviously, it's like going into a friend group, trying to attack into it. But I feel like we did a pretty good job. And
I think so too, going in with him, I didn't feel alone. Yeah. I didn't feel alone
right.
at all. You're gonna kind of attack it either way, where you're with your brother, and like if someone's alone, you always have somebody anyways.
Yeah.
And that helped us a lot, kind of build those relationships and kind of deepen those friendships and whatnot within the show.
And you guys are Italian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, which one? Were you born in Italy?
Yeah. See, I saw that. I was so pissed when I saw that. No. So I'll explain that. So no, I was born in New York.
Okay.
My mom is 100% Italian. Her parents are Italian immigrants. So
She speaks fluent Italian.
She speaks fluent Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're just your nationality is Italian.
Yeah.
And you said I'm from Italy, but what you meant to say is I'm just
Italian.
Okay. we want to clarify that. I'm also Italian. We got a bunch of Italians on this.
Yeah.
Joe, you are their triplet.
maybe
Joe,
I am.
Joey, and Justin. There we are.
Did you guys watch the documentary about the triplets that were split up at birth?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's you three.
When they were
It's
younger,
actually you three.
when they were younger, you guys do kind of look alike, like not like identical, but yeah, I see.
Sort of like twin triplet thing.
It's funny because
like,
my dad growing up actually knew them, like when they grew up in New York together. So it was kind of
no way.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and was like, wow, this is really strange to like see like now they kind of look like us, but
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
But
That's actually.
Your parents are going to have something to tell you when you get off this podcast. Be like, actually,
Yeah.
you have a triplet somewhere.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Do you guys wait? Dad, you might have said this earlier, but do you guys live in New York City right now, or you live in Connecticut?
We live in Connecticut now, and we're
Okay.
in New York City.
That's the plan.
It was so hard to find a place now in New York, so we've been on the search for so long now.
Okay, cool. All right, so then let's talk about this double date. You guys get down there. Who takes out Flo? Who takes out Shanae?
I take out Flo. Justin. Joey takes out
Shanae.
Shanae.
Okay, so let's Justin, you go first because why not? And just talk about like your time with her.
Yeah. So our initial conversation, I think we connected on, as I said too. She's from Europe, and a lot of my friends are from Europe, and my family's also from Europe. So
I thought she was not to cut you off. I thought she was from Australia.
no, she's from Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's her hometown.
Like where she lives in Australia, right?
Yeah,
Like, was
I
a
believe so.
part of it or something.
Yeah, and but she's originally from there. Like that's her nationality. Like that's where she's from.
Oh.
So she's European. So I connected on that because a lot of my friends my best friend's from Turkey. So,
Okay.
I connected on that, and our date, the double date at least, went extremely well, and I think we connected very well on that. It was really effortless, I think. We never really had an awkward time. We're in constant conversation, constant jabs at each other. And she has this sarcastic personality that I love. So that's how I am too. So I think we really connected on that. And she was different than a lot of the women I spoke to on Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what drew me to her.
Okay. Joey?
So for me with Shanae, just to talk about the double date, I feel like going into it, we kind of expected maybe a more romantic date, maybe not like a crazy party vibe date. I don't know. It's kind of expected, but I like how the whole kind of date actually turned out and how everything went with it. But with Shanae specifically, like when I first spoke to her, I spoke to a lot of the other women there, but we kind of just clicked just instantly. It was very, very easy conversation. We were just, right. You said that to me too when we stopped talking, but really, really easy conversation. We talked about everything, just our lives overall. I didn't really expect to open up so quick with someone right away like we did. And that's something that I always kind of look for in a woman when I want to date them or whatnot, like any past relationships. If I can easily communicate with them and kind of have a little conversation, that's definitely like head over heels for them. So it was very effortless. The date went extremely well. We got to actually talk within the date, throughout the date. So that's something that I was really grateful for and had a fun experience while doing it. It wasn't like a boring kind of time for us as well. So.
I don't think they expected that though. I'm going to be honest.
100%.
I think we going in knew we were going to do this and we were going to have a good connection, and just as how we always are.
Yeah.
But I don't think they expected that, at least coming from what they were saying, 24-year-olds. And I was happy that
they had low expectations.
And I love
you think they expected they were not going to have a good time?
Yeah, I thought it was just like a fun time, like, party time.
Yeah.
But
serious.
I like going into an experience at the lowest point where you have the lowest expectation, because you could always supersede that. And that's just how my mindset is, and that's how he is too. Mm-hmm. So I was happy that's kind of what happened there.
Kind of like an
underdog. I think we did exceed that expectation, and they were happy with it.
Shanae has to have a record for the most dates ever.
She's up there. Yeah,
on Paradise.
Up there.
She definitely has at least probably the most ever. Has to be. It literally has to.
And I think you saw that with like both of their ITMs, both the women, that they genuinely were into you guys, and they had a good time, and it was nice. Shanae has been on multiple dates, but Flo, somebody that comes from, I thought she came from Australia, but she comes from Amsterdam, and she hasn't really, she hasn't gotten too much attention. We haven't really seen her, so it was nice to see that they both had a good time.
It looked fun.
Yeah, we can't really, you guys are still on the show, so we can't really spoil anything. But can you guys talk about a little bit about what went down? Like, what were your thoughts on the Rodney, Eliza, and Justin trio?
Yeah, I'll start. So for that, I kind of feel like being in Paradise, those like triangles are very tricky to kind of overcome. Like, it's hard to really like lean on someone or lean on someone else. Like, you kind of want to figure out both before you really make a decision. And like, you kind of you have to fulfill your options. I feel like is when you're on a show, like, or you're on Paradise like that, like, you have to figure out who you really want to connect with more so. And it's going to maybe hurt someone else in the process, but they kind of got to understand that you need to do this or to.
That situation to me made Paradise real, really, because I've seen it, when I've watched it, I've seen these triangles happen, but when you see it in real time and people getting hurt, you're like, oh, whoa, this could happen to me as well, or this could happen to somebody else. People are leaving. That's what made Paradise real to me in that situation. I mean, it was tough, and I feel
was that your first? Did that all go down your first day on the beach?
That was.
Oh yeah. I don't feel like it showed y'all coming back.
It was a little bit after the first day.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. It was
so like the first couple of days.
Yeah. It was like right away we were involved. We weren't involved, but we saw so much drama happen.
And everybody was already a little bit in a down mood from the split week. That's what we know.
Oh yeah.
So everyone was kind of like
the energy was low.
Energy was low. So that kind of, it was tricky. So
you guys walked into some craziness. Like,
you know what?
Oh yeah.
I liked it though. I mean, if we could bring the energy at some point, we'll do it. So we'll take it.
It is tough though. It is tough going into Paradise late in the game because like you said, like you were interested in Brittany Galvin. She's in a relationship now. How long has she been in that? Like, can you go in there and insert yourself? That's for you to be able to tell. But
going in late like that, like it's starting to get serious for couples. So like they don't want to like test the waters and really go on another date really because it's gonna maybe mess with their dynamic. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to break in there and really get on a date maybe with someone you actually want to, or kind of even get one. So we were like lucky to even kind of break through. So
yeah. I don't know if you guys are with somebody or single, and don't tell me, but if you were single, would you guys be the Bachelor together?
How would that dynamic work, honestly?
Do you like the same type? Do you typically go for the same type?
No, like maybe looks wise a little bit, but like personality wise, pretty much almost opposite. I feel like.
Yeah, I would say. I mean,
Joey, what's your personality type?
Yeah, so for me, I kind of like a woman that's more like a little bit more reserved and like closed off when I first meet her, and then she eventually starts to open up and like we eventually starts to have this bigger personality, and so like they're kind of maybe unapproachable at first. And I like to approach and see if I can break that barrier.
Uninterested and like unavailable. That's my type.
I think for me, a little bit more out there, a little bit friends with everybody, kind of willing to like make friends with like a brick wall, literally. Like that's just me. And I think that's how our personalities are different too.
Yeah.
I'm the one who speaks first typically, and I'm the one who's out there.
A little more closed off.
Yeah, and he's like the more reserved one and more logical one. I'm just more brash and out there. And I think that translates into our types, which is kind of crazy to see.
Hey, so that could work. You could go for different types of gals. Just have a big old crop of girls.
Yeah. So if that ever, if we get the call for that, I don't know. But how this ends up.
I'd watch it. Well, I have to watch it, but I'd still watch it. Okay, we're gonna play a game with you guys, but before we do, I want you to tease a little bit of what we're about to see on Paradise. Joey, you go first.
Okay. Yeah. So coming from us, you're going to see Definitely going to see how we're different. Like we just said, how we're different from one another, how we really treat a woman in a relationship differently than each other. It's honestly, it's very different than how our experiences are very different from one another. So I
really hope Justin treats her like shit and you're just low-key talking shit right now. You're going to see what this asshole does.
I think, like what you said. We really do have different experiences, and you're going to really witness that. And, drama definitely goes down. I'm going to say drama will go down. Oh, yeah. And, that's how it is, and that's paradise. But
we love to see it.
Yeah, we love to see it. But that's it. Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, we're here for the drama. Okay, we're going to play a little game, rapid fire. So first thing that comes to your head, only name people on the beach that are on the beach that we've seen so far. So anybody that's about to come, obviously don't say them. You guys could choose who goes first. And we're just going to do it. Okay. Biggest flirt.
Oh, God. Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
Okay. Most dramatic.
Genevieve. 100%.
Picking all my answers. I'd say.
Well, that is the answer.
That's it.
I'll say. You know what? I'll say Shanae.
Okay. She's also dramatic. Yeah, I agree. Life of the party.
Aaron.
100%. I agree with that.
With the boys.
Yeah.
Bears with the boys. Most likely to be found sleeping on a daybed.
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, 100%. Or Serena, literally. Yeah.
Together.
Most surprising hookup.
That's a good one. I would say Jacob and Shanae, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of.
I would say I didn't really see that coming, so I would say that.
I can agree with that.
Okay. Best dressed.
I think Shanae personally was the best dressed out of the women, in my opinion. But
I'm gonna say, I'll say Victoria.
And then for the guys, I think it's Aaron. You remember what?
No, I say Brandon for the guys.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I think it's Aaron.
All right. Biggest glow up from their season.
I'm gonna say Johnny.
Yeah, I'd say Johnny too.
Yeah.
Nice, like Johnny. Johnny's fun to watch.
Johnny's the best.
Biggest what the fuck moment of Paradise so far.
I think the Kira and Romeo conversation with the awkward pause. I was like, what is happening? Like,
yeah. Same.
That was the greatest moment to me.
I think it was like last week or a couple weeks ago when Jill was talking about Jacob being a Lyft driver and crying over being a Lyft driver. I was like, I would never thought I'd hear that in my life. But
he's getting a couch out of it now from Lyft. So
yeah, I saw that.
Oh, nice. Lyft.
He sold his couch for cash. Oh, that was awful.
Biggest gossip.
That one I didn't even know, actually.
That's a good one.
Because it was more, I guess.
I'll say.
I can't even think of that.
I can't think of that one, actually. That one really was a really big gossip. I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone's kind
okay. Get this one. Don't give me the obvious answer. Couple most likely to get married.
Okay. We know the obvious answer, but
yeah.
Let's see.
Kira and Romeo.
Oh, that's a good one, actually. I didn't think about that. There.
Okay.
They just pop back up at the end together, already engaged.
Yeah. Bring it back. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys saw, there was a guy from Barstool went to school that he has a podcast and went to school with Romeo. So like Romeo was like in like the hardest math class you could be in like the world probably. He's
I met Romeo outside of Paradise, and the nicest guy ever, the smartest guy ever, and you can just see he just has a level of intelligence above a lot, and he's just a very cool guy.
I believe it. Well,
that video was funny. He's like, we've lost one of our best thinkers.
We lost one of the world's greatest thinkers to the Bachelorette. All right, guys. Thank you. It's really nice meeting both of you. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate your time.
Yeah,
we can't wait to see more.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Honestly, very mature.
Yeah,
very mature.
I'm always glad when there's someone or some people that we don't get to see much of initially, and then we get to have them on the podcast and we get to see them on a later show and actually get to see who they are. I think it was kind of surprising when they were sent home night one. They were just like, oh, we just don't think it's going to work with you two. They're like, okay, bye. We quit our jobs, but here we are.
I always feel for the people that go down pretty late in Paradise, because it does make it makes it more tricky, makes it a little more difficult. So
I feel like this season is so different though. Like normally at that point, everyone is actually coupled up, but at this point, there were a few women that didn't even know who they were going to give their roses to. So it's a different time this season. And everyone keeps saying there's more drama coming. And I'm like, how much more?
Yeah. Well, I know that the show added more episodes, but this season feels like it's 8 months.
Much. So I know. I can't even imagine going in that late and trying to figure out everyone's like web of relationships, because there's people there from the beginning that have been with 5 different people. But
how about there's still more people to come? Like we still have more people coming onto the beach, which is kind of crazy.
And Shanae will probably go on a date with him.
Yeah.
Good. Goody. All right. That was a fun one. Thank you so much to our listeners, and thank you, Justin and Joey, for being here. And make sure to catch new episodes of Bachelor in Paradise every Monday and Tuesday on ABC or Hulu.
Yes, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe, submit all the questions, everything you want us to talk about on this podcast. We love hearing from you guys. Make sure to follow us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. They post all our reels and photos and whatnot on that page, and all the links to all our other socials are right there.
And Prime members, make sure to listen to Clickbait ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus and Apple Podcasts. But before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey. See you next week.
Bye.